I learned from my mother how to roast seaweed over the gas stove. Then I dipped the rice ball in soy sauce and fed it to my little brother. Even though our house was messy, it was always filled with laughter and joy, until one day my father came home. He brought with him a beautiful stepmother. At first we were very happy, because someone was finally there to take care of us. The messy house became neat and clean. The stepmother also looked after our daily lives. She even gently wiped my hair dry. When my brother spilled food at the table, she gently warned him at first. But then her face turned serious. She pushed back her chair, stood up and tied her hair. I didn't notice the cruelty in her eyes. Instead, I smiled innocently at her. After that lesson, we became very obedient. The warm home-cooked meals turned into cold lunch boxes, but my brother was still too young to handle chopsticks. I quickly stood up and apologized, saying I would teach him well. But Annie put down the phone and tied her hair again. From that day on, I became quiet and lifeless. Sometimes I would reach the school gate and then turn around. The police at the station didn't seem to care. When the people from the Child Protection Center asked me questions, I chose to stay silent. After several tries, the woman asked again. I finally looked up and told them what had happened. Soon the police and child protection staff came to our house. When the stepmother saw them, she smiled brightly. Faced with her fake kindness, I stepped back in fear. There was no warmth in her embrace, seeing how kind Annie looked. They thought I was just imagining things. After they left, she immediately showed her true face. My brother ate plain rice leftovers, while I knelt by the door with my hands raised. My father was tired of us too, but they had to put up with us, because all the property was under our names. The next day I went to my teacher for help, but when she saw the marks on my neck, she said nothing. Then my brother suggested we find a social worker yesterday, because that was our only hope. Tony quietly walked with us across the bridge. He was already tired inside, but since we were just kids, he stayed polite. A simple wave from him made me flinch, and somehow he realized something was wrong. At lunch, my brother kept staring at the burger. After asking, he learned it was our first time seeing one, so Tony patiently showed him how to open it. But when crumbs fell on the table, my brother panicked and screamed, as if punishment would come the next second. Even though Tony didn't understand why, he kindly cut the burger into small pieces, and that small act of kindness, it made me feel hope again, after spending a whole day with us. Tony planned to take us home. My brother saw the doll in the car, but I told him it belonged to Tony, so he leaned back in disappointment. Tony was applying for a job in Seoul, but we went to find him again. We brought a picture of our mother, hoping he could help us find her. Following Tony around made him feel helpless. Then he suddenly got a call from Seoul. They had found him a new job. He hurriedly drove us home, and told us to go inside quickly, but we didn't want to leave him. Even when he left us money for another burger, we still refused to get out. Finally, Tony gave us the doll and his phone number. Only then did we smile and leave. After Tony was gone, we felt so sad. When we opened the door, it felt like entering hell. By accident, our stepmother found Tony's business card. She thought we had reported her again. In my hopeless gaze, she tied up her hair once more. The next day at school, I felt terrible, and then I collapsed to the floor. Blood slowly trickled from my ear.